Streamers, might as well wait a bit. Sorry. As I'm using Restream.io, I need the YouTube to come through actually for it, fortunately. All right, hi, welcome to my channel. You've already seen my live earlier about the Patriots Indianapolis game. So if you're new to my channel, one of the things I've done is I made a resolution early in this year where for every week, at least once a week, at least one day in a week for every week for the year, I would do a live stream. I've already done one earlier today because after the Patriots Colts game shows that Mac Jones, he's pretty much done. I think he even knew it the moment he threw that final interception in the fourth quarter when they were at the 20-yard line. He knew it. I think everyone knew at that point that was the end of Mac Jones. Basically, the Patriots and Bill Belichick most likely, chances are they're going to have a high draft pick. They're going to go for a quarterback. Watching the Giants game now, it's already towards the end of the third quarter. It's 42-7. I'll say this. It's after McKinney's outburst over the weekend through the press, and now what's going on the sidelines with the Giants, especially with Saquon Barkley and now Celine and everyone. I think Dable has lost his locker room. I think he's lost the locker room. If not him, at least the coaches for sure. I hate to say this, but either Dable has to get rid of some of his coaches, or Dable himself is going to get fired. Schoen, I think, has no choice. I mean, it's one thing to lose badly, but it's another thing to lose badly and not compete. The Giants' defense are just getting riddled. I mean, it's a given. I mean, you give it to the fact that there's a lot of injuries, so that plays a huge part into it. But DeVito, I mean, honestly, yeah, he sucks. But if you're gonna go down, you might as well go down trying and see how he can do it. At least do some evaluations for next year. Throw DeVito, let DeVito throw. I mean, you were down, in the first quarter. You were 4th and 2 at the goal line, and everyone knew that you were going to run. I mean, just throw it, or a bootleg, or something, or a screen pass. Just do something with DeVito. I mean, like I know you don't have that complete confidence, but what have you got to lose? I mean, you're going to lose this game anyways, so you might as well evaluate and see how everyone does at this point. Right now, even though they could open it up a little bit, it's a little misleading because the thing is, right now at this point, the Cowboys defense is just going to be lax at this point, so they're not going to care as much. It would have been good to see. It would have been good if the Giants could have used DeVito and see how he is for the first 2 quarters, basically, because by doing that, Dallas D would be there. You'll see how well he can perform under pressure, how well he can perform under this, because it's one of those things where will he be a good backup quarterback? If not, then get rid of him at this point. Same thing with offensive linemen and some of the wide receivers. Just open it up a little bit. Be a little bit more creative. Don't even try to go the conservative route. And I hate to say this, but Dable is going the same route what Shermer did, what Joe Judge did, basically being conservative. I'm like, I hate to say this, but that's what pretty much did them in, basically. And this is probably what's going to do Dable in as well, too, to be quite honest, unless he does something in the next couple of games where he just opens it up and let him go and just figure stuff out. I mean, forget about winning, but at least try stuff and see how these guys do. It's now at this point, this is an evaluation year more than anything else. Evaluate your existing players, evaluate your rookies. Let's see how well they stack up and see if they do well enough. I mean, honestly, if they don't, you're going to have to build through the draft anyway. So you might as well find out where you got to build under the draft. Right now, you already know you got to build your offensive line, you got to build your wide receiving core, and you got to build your quarterback. Most likely even your running back for that matter. And on the defensive end, I mean, it seems like 2 of your defensive ends and defensive tackles, you got to build some parts of it. And then as far as at least your edge rushers, you're decent enough. And your cornerbacks, Okay, yet okay, not an okay. I mean, it's hard to say, but like that rookie basically. Well, I mean, he's still a rookie, so but let's see how he does, and if he progresses, great. So long as they grow. But stop playing conservative. I hate to say this, Dable. This is a lost season. Don't bother. It's a lost season. Be competitive. You can be competitive by doing evaluations, just throwing these players out there, just like seeing how it works out. Basically, quite honestly, let them go out there, and let them see what they can do. Um, that would be great to see, but unfortunately, that's not happening. And like Dable is just playing conservative. If he plays conservative for the next two games, quite honestly, this might be the end of Dable. I mean, he might have built some capital from last year because like the Giants should never have made the playoffs, and they should never have advanced past against the first round of the playoffs, but they did. And I think he might have built some capital with that. But honestly, it's a misnomer at this point, considering what he's doing right now. If this is the case, he's doing exactly what Joe Judge did, as well as Shermer. I hate to say it. So Dable's got to open it up. I think for the next three games, he's got to open it up. He's got to do the evaluations. Just go crazy, like throw, etc. Basically, and honestly, get some undraft, unrestricted free agents or undrafted free agents, QBs, and see what they do. Because like Tyrod Taylor's out, Daniel Jones is out, so test out to see who you can get out there. Maybe I mean, hell, honestly, bring in a Josh Allen, not Josh Allen, Josh Rosen. See how Josh Rosen can do. Maybe try to bring him on board. I mean, honestly, um, anyone else for that matter. Maybe Garoppolo. I mean, like if the Giants can trade for Garoppolo, but don't trade for a draft pick. Do not give up a draft pick. More than anything else, give up a safety, not a safety. Give up one of your wide receivers, Slayton or something like that. Give it up to them and just let's see what happens at that point. But it's too late to trade right now. But like, I mean, honestly, I don't think the Raiders are gonna like release Garoppolo. But I don't know. Yeah, I'll say I'm a little inebriated right now, quite honestly. So sad to say, but I shouldn't be. But yeah. Uh, yeah. What else? What else can I talk about? Yeah, honestly, yeah. It's a lost season for the Giants. Honestly, like I said, the only reason why I'm saying this is because they should tank it. If they're gonna stick with Daniel Jones for the, if you're gonna stick with Daniel Jones and you're not gonna draft, high in the QB selections, then you trade your first round draft pick like the way the Bears did. Trade your first round draft picks for future first round draft picks and some other draft picks. So I mean, like the Bears, they're setting themselves up considerably. Um, to the point where like they'll have the top two picks most likely with Carolina and with themselves basically. Um, if I'm the Giants, I know what you know what. Honestly, Justin Fields, he's not going to do anything with the Bears. Ask for a trade. Uh, Maybe the Giants trade Daniel Jones for Justin Fields, do an even swap. I don't know if that's possible, but maybe try that out and see how it works out. But I doubt the Bears are willing to take up Daniel Jones's pay. I mean his salary, unless the Giants are willing to pick up some of it, which chances are they might have to go against the salary cap. But if you can get Justin Fields, let's see how he does. Why not? Let's see. I mean, Fields shows some aspects of being a good QB. Maybe Dable can get something out of him. I don't know. It's it's definitely going to be a long season this season for as a Giants fan. If you're a Giants fan, I hate to say it, but it's going to be a very very long season. Quite honestly, um, there's not much else to say about it. And sorry, the reason why I'm drinking, it's actually a Malbec. It's called Umami Mendoza, which is a Malbec from Argentina. It's not bad. The only reason I'm drinking it is because it was already open. The bottle was opened. It was just left there. I was like, you know what? I could drink the beer, but I was like, you know what? Let me just finish the bottle because it's already open and it's gonna go sour if even if I try to keep it for like a couple more days. So let me just drink it out and finish that off essentially. Um, I don't know. Yeah, this is one of those years where the Giants, as a New York fan, or as a New York Mets, New York Giants, New York Islanders fan, not so great. Knicks, I'm going to be realistic. They're not going to, even if they get into the playoffs, they may get by the first round, depending where they're at. But beyond that, they're not going to pass the second round. I mean, unless RJ Barrett suddenly becomes a superstar all of a sudden overnight, it's not happening. Because Randall, he's not. I don't know. Like Randall is not your. Randall is not your go-to player. Brunson, he's not a superstar. He might be the all-star, but he's on a very, very low-tier all-star. I just say this, and like the Knicks fans should not be expecting the Knicks to expand, go beyond the second round. Let's be honest. Randall, Brunson are not your players to be dependent on. Brunson can be the one that can help you as a really good point guard, but he shouldn't be your number one guy. Quite honestly, I hate to say this, but Tibbs has got to focus on using or utilizing RJ Barrett more and more. He's got to utilize him. I mean, honestly, he might be another second coming of I forgot the Miami Heat's name. Give me a second. Jimmy Butler. He might be a second coming of Jimmy Butler, to be quite honest. Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, honestly, but Julius Randle is not that person. I mean, actually, let me see who the roster is. Actually, I mean, it's like outside of Julius Randle, Hartenstein, Jeffries, Barrett, Brunson, Mitch Robinson. He's actually out of all the Knicks players, out of all of them, I never thought he would be the one that'd be like, progressing upward, actually, out of all of them. Emmanuel Quickly, as good as he is, I don't think he's that great. He's good enough on a defensive layer. You know what? Emmanuel Quickly reminds me of a Charlie Ward more than anyone else. That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Charlie Ward. I mean, you've got Fournier, which they could not trade for. I don't know how they could not trade him, but like you might as well just let him go. Toppin, I don't know why they signed Jacob Toppin. Was it to make the other Toppin happy? I don't know, but like in reality, he doesn't have the skill. McBride, decent enough, but I think you get rid of him. I don't know. This is not the team. The Knicks will not go beyond the first round. But let's be honest. The Knicks will not. If they get past the first round, it'll be by pure luck. They're not getting past the second round more than anything else. Outside of that, just like the Giants, should they tank the rest of the season and get the number one pick? Honestly, if they get the number one pick, maybe trade down for some future first round draft picks. If they can do that, that'd be great. But I don't think that's happening. If they could, that would be awesome in and of itself. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts. Of course, I do read my comments. I do read all my comments when I get notified about those comments being available. I also did post up a couple of shorts about the game while the game was going. Called it off, or I said like the Giants would lose 42-0. Turns out it's 42-7 so far. They might have scored another touchdown. I don't know. I just decided to walk away because, like, as a Giants fan, why even bother? I mean, there's no purpose. If Dable's going to play the players the way they are right now, there's no purpose because, like, there's nothing. I mean, you might as well, unless you're willing to explore and see and evaluate, then okay, I'll watch that game with you. I will watch that game just to see what our future looks like a little bit. But if you're not going to do that, there's no sense. It was the exact same thing that happened with Sherman. It's the exact same thing that happened with Joe Judge. I don't know why would I want to watch the game where like you're trying to play conservatively when you might as well just like forget about it. You know the season's lost. Just go and just figure out like which players are going to be the ones for their next year, basically. Let's just do that. But with that, like I said, leaving comments in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Should Dable be fired? Should Dable not be fired? That's the real question. Actually, you know what? After the next Commanders game, I will come up and give you my opinion about that, whether Dable should be fired or not after the Commanders game, the next Commanders game. But with that, I'll leave it at that. If you like my content, like my videos, and like my channel, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and please follow if you haven't followed my Twitch. Also, with that, I'll leave it at that. Again, once my YouTube video becomes permanent, you're welcome to leave a comment in the comment section. I do read them when they become permanent, and when I do get notified them, and I do respond to them when they want to respond. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, always, by all means, if you see my channel, always unrehearsed. Until